Hey, movie lovers, what's going on? So, hey, it's episode 10, so pretty major milestone there. That means for the last 10 weeks, I have been bringing you information, entertainment, and hopefully joy on this, EMoney's Reviews. But I have a lot of fun stuff planned in the weeks and months to come. If you saw my Doctor Who, sort of saw my Doctor Who special, you should know that I have a similar show planned in December, and if you're a big geek like me, you could probably guess what that is. I mean, I think you know. So I have that to look forward to, and I'm not going to be making the same mistakes as I did with the Doctor Who special. You know, I know Disney is pretty strict about that kind of thing, so none of that. But in the meantime, we have a lot of stuff going on in entertainment news today, so let's get to that. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, you might have heard by now that Jenna Coleman, aka Clara Oswald, is going to be leaving the show at the end of the season. According to what Jenna Coleman told Entertainment Weekly, her contract was up, and so that sparked conversations between her and the writers about how they were going to end the Impossible Girl story. But it also sparked conversations among fans who is going to be the Doctor's new companion. And here are just a few picks that Entertainment Weekly had. You've got Rose Leslie, who played Ygritte in Game of Thrones, and as Entertainment Weekly said, if you can survive north of the wall as long as she did, then what's taking on a few Daleks? Another possibility is Ingrid Oliver, who played Osgood, the head of Unit Science Division in past episodes, and she has since become a fan favorite. A couple of problems I see with that possibility. The number one problem I see is Osgood's dead. If you recall, in last season's season finale, Missy killed her. So that's the first thing she needs to overcome, death. But I've heard that she is slated to appear later this season, so maybe that obstacle's already been dealt with. The second problem I see is that I have heard rumors, mind you, that a Unit spin-off series is already in the works, and it will star the head of Unit, Kate Stewart, and Osgood, played by Ingrid Oliver. So if that happens, then it's going to be kind of hard to be the head of Unit Science Division and the Doctor's companion at the same time. But you know what, we'll see what the fate has in store for Osgood in the episodes and seasons to come. Another possibility is Maisie Williams, aka Arya Stark, who is slated to make a guest appearance on Doctor Who later this season. And if Arya is killed off, as Entertainment Weekly points out, she is a Stark after all, maybe she'll come to call the TARDIS her new home. Now, all of these suggestions sound great, but I just want to point out, as BBC is making its decision on the new companion, that ever since the show restarted in 2005, we have never had a primary companion, primary mind you, I'm not forgetting about Captain Jack, a primary companion that wasn't from modern day Earth. So I'm just thinking maybe we could change that, maybe mix it up a little bit, change the dynamic between the Doctor and his companion a little bit, maybe. Also in Doctor Who news, this picture recently surfaced on Twitter of Gotham star Sean Pertwee donning the costume of the third Doctor, played by his late father, John Pertwee. And as you can see, the resemblance is just uncanny. And this also sparked reaction from fans saying we need to get Sean Pertwee in the role of the third Doctor in an upcoming Doctor Who story. And Sean said it would be an honor to play the role of his father's Doctor. Are you listening to this, Stephen? The fans want it. Sean wants it. Do it!
Do it! Just do it!
Do it! Now on to other entertainment news. Marvel has finally responded to Ronda Rousey's campaign to play Ms. Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige responded, "I love it," but then he went on to say, "We haven't necessarily started sitting down with people yet and meeting on that part." So still nothing concrete just yet, but here's hoping that Marvel and Disney will make the right decision on the part. And in this terrible, terrible breaking news, Fox's Minority Report is sinking in the ratings and is at risk of cancellation. No! Who could have predicted this terrible, terrible turn of events? Fox's next victim this fall is Minority Report, which I will not be emotionally investing in until I know it's getting a decent run. This guy right here. Hey Fox, you know what this is? This is a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you come out with these new sci-fi shows every fall, and people don't want to watch them because they know your history with sci-fi shows. When you cancel them after one season or less, they don't want to watch them, and then that leads to bad ratings, and then you inevitably do cancel them, and then you come out with a new sci-fi show the next fall, and it's just this vicious cycle year after year. You know what? Stop what you're doing. Change it up a little bit. How about let Minority Report play out a little bit? Give it a few seasons. Maybe the ratings will come. Maybe it won't. But at least then you know you gave it a shot. Alright, that does it for entertainment news. I'm stepping off my soapbox now. Now let's move on to movies. And out in theaters right now is The Martian starring Matt Damon. In this film, based on the best-selling novel, Matt Damon's character Mark Watney has to survive alone on Mars for years after being left for dead by his crewmates. Now, this film had an incredible cast. I mean, we're talking several Oscar winners and nominees, and a lot of people are saying that this movie is going to be an Oscar frontrunner. But, despite the incredible cast, I didn't see a lot of Oscar-worthy moments, not even from Matt Damon. But Oscar worthiness aside, this was a great film. Like I said, an incredible cast. And as you're watching it and you're seeing Matt Damon's character implement his technical know-how and his scientific skills to survive on Mars as long as he has to, it really makes you root for the guy. And there's also a lot of lighter moments in the film, a lot of humor, and one of my favorites was a Lord of the Rings reference made during one of the scenes, and for a lot of people watching it, I'll bet it went right over their heads, but if you're a geek like me, you'll really see the humor in it as you're watching the scene. The Martian is playing in theaters right now. It's a great mixture of drama, comedy, and action, and that's why I'm giving it 3 popcorns out of 4. Alright, now let's move on to today's Movie-ism, and today's Movie-ism, while not a completely original Movie-ism, is still a pretty relatable one, and that's the red shirt. And all you Trekkies out there, you know what this is. A red shirt is the guy in the group who, as a viewer, you have no sentimental attachment to him, and he's therefore completely expendable. And of course, this comes from the original Star Trek series, and for you non-Trekkies out there, I'll explain this one to you. In the original Star Trek series, whenever they were investigating a new planet or something, the people who would beam down to the planet would be Kirk, Spock, Dr. McCoy, and members of the security team. The security team wore red shirts. The security team almost never make it back to the ship. Like these guys.
Kirk out. Captain, I see something! A Klingon! Grant, no!
And of course, this has been an ongoing joke in pop culture ever since the show aired in the late 1960s.
We gotta turn off that valve. Their oxygen's almost gone. Listen, I'll go in. I'll create a distraction. I got this. I'm okay. I might be able to hold them back long enough for the aliens to escape. It's suicide. I'm just a glorified extra, Fred. I'm a dead man anyway. If I'm gonna die, I'd rather go out a hero than a coward. Guy, maybe you're the plucky comic relief. You ever think about that?
I knew I should have updated my will before agreeing to off-world assignments.
You are not going to die, Coombs.
Oh, come on, Felger. We might as well be wearing red shirts.
I don't get that.
All right, men, this is a dangerous mission, and it's likely one of us will be killed. The landing party will consist of myself, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and Ensign Ricky. Ah, crap.
Well, that just about does it for this episode. Hope you guys had fun, and oh god.